to the final game of the Rugby Championship for the All Blacks and for the Springboks. It's in Pretoria. They met once before, as most of us will probably remember, in the fourth week over in Wellington. That week it was South Africa 36, New Zealand 34. This week the Boks are back at home. Record this Rugby Championship, 3 wins, 2 losses. The All Blacks with the 4 wins and 1 loss. Only team they haven't beaten is the Boks. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's the rematch. It's the team that the All Blacks haven't beaten, that they're desperate to beat. You can tell from their lineup that they're really, really, really keen to get one back over the Springboks in this one. I will put the teams in the description so you guys can have a look. Like I said, there's huge pressure in this game. Outside of a World Cup and outside of the fact that there's actually no trophy on the line for this game, I don't think any one test, especially for the All Blacks, but likewise for the Springboks, could really have any more pressure on it, because it's the All Blacks coming to town, so it is the ultimate test. They're the number 1 team for the Boks, and for the All Blacks, they've come off a defeat against the Springboks. It's not very common of late for them to have to be going into a place, especially having lost at home. So yeah, it's just those two things kind of coming together, making for what hopefully will be one heck of a match. For the Boks, a few changes. So Stephen Kitshoff starts. The Beast is back on the bench. I'm pretty happy to see that Kitshoff's getting a start. Vincent Koch is on the bench, so it's good to see that he's actually going to get some game time. So Louw is out of the 23. Malherbe still starts. Francois Louw starts on the open side, so that's an interesting change. Notshe moves to the bench. There's still no Warren Whiteley. He is not available for this one. He had a huge game against the All Blacks in Wellington, so his tackles are probably going to be missed. Changes in the midfield as well. Damien Allende is back. I think it was his shoulder that was injured. He is back from that. So Andre Hesterhazen is out of the 23. Jesse Kriel stays at 13 this week. He was on the wing in Wellington, but ended up moving into the midfield in that game. So at least recently, that's his more familiar spot. So we'll see how he goes at 13. A question about whether the subs get any minutes goes on for the Boks. Rassie Erasmus kind of saying that you don't bring subs on just for the sake of giving them minutes. It's got to be like a tactical reason, like somebody's tired, or you think that a player you bring on is going to be able to bring something that one of the guys on the field is not bringing. For mine, I would like to see some of these guys get on the field just in terms of gaining experience in the Springbok jersey. You look, guys, especially Damien Willemse, Papier, some of these guys, they need to get minutes in that Springbok jersey before 2019. I would imagine if the game is close, they're probably not going to get on. But obviously if there's an injury, or I would hope if the game is either going very well one way or the other for one team, so if it's either going well for the Boks or poorly, just bring them on, man. What have you got to lose? So I would like to see those guys personally get some minutes, because if you have Klerk, who's played every minute of every game for the Boks this Rugby Championship, if he's your guy from now until 2019 and he goes down with an injury a month before the World Cup, then I think that's an unfavourable situation. So I would like to get somebody else with some minutes. But hey, I'm not the boss. For the All Blacks, Owen Franks is back. This is how you can tell the All Blacks really want to win this game. So Owen Franks is back. There's no Ta'avao, who made his debut in Argentina. Frizell, Kane, and Reid are 6, 7, and 8. Obviously, there's no Squire because he's not fit, but Reid is back. Kind of another indication. He was always going to play in this game, but it's another indication that the All Blacks really want to win. Aaron Smith and Beauden Barrett. Again, this is the top lineup. This is as good a lineup, I think, as the All Blacks could have picked. The closest thing to an experimental combination they've got is Sonny Bill Williams and Goodhue in the midfield. They probably could have had Crotty if they were going for experience, but Goodhue has looked good this Rugby Championship, so we'll see how he goes. There's no Anton Leonard-Brown, as Crotty is the man on the bench. Mo'unga, interestingly, gets the nod ahead of Damian McKenzie on the bench. So, Damian's out of the 23. He flew over to South Africa essentially for nothing. But I think Henson kind of indicated that the travel factor may have been a bit against him in that. Also, there's no Geordie Barrett. He was kind of criticised for that pass from the quick line-out in the game in Wellington, so there's no chance for him to kind of avenge himself here. Ben Smith's the one at fullback with Naholo and Ioane on the wings. So, yeah, to me, this is the All Blacks' best team. Again, as the armchair guy, I'm looking at this saying it would have been nice for me to give some of these less experienced guys like Mo'unga perhaps a start. It might be a bridge too far because the All Blacks really don't want to lose another game. But for me, how else are you supposed to recreate that World Cup pressure? There's not many chances between now and then. I guess on the end of your tour, some of these less experienced guys will get some more game time. But with the trophy already in the cabinet, I would have thought give some of the other guys a run, see how they go in that kind of cauldron that is Loftus. And see how they handle that pressure in the All Blacks jersey. Because same thing, if you play Barrett every game up until Rugby World Cup 2019 and he goes down a month before with an injury, you're having to bring on a guy at number 10 who doesn't have all that much experience. So we will see how it goes. Speaking of Loftus, the Springboks record against the All Blacks there is not actually that good. They've played 5 times, the Springboks only winning once, and that was in 1970. In 96, 99, 03 and 06, the All Blacks got wins in every game. The bookies in New Zealand have got the box by 13. The bookies in South Africa have got the box by 11. So pretty much on the same page there, giving New Zealand... Did I say the box by 11? New Zealand by 11 and New Zealand by 13. That's what the bookies are saying. The New Zealand are going to win by just under 2 tries. So, either way, they're kind of on the same page there. We'll see how things go. You guys let me know your thoughts on the lineups and how you think the result is going to go. And, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.